Hi chaps, SimOP here from Beard, Biceps and Batchat. Today I'm bringing you some gameplay of my Centurion I on Airfield Tier 8, Tier 9 game. I've been playing this little tank, I say little, it's quite a big one, this tank for a couple of days. You would have seen me get it on my last video with the Motherland. It's been quite a fun little tank. Again, little, it's not little, it's big. It's a very big change from the mediums before it with the Cromwell and the Comet, which are very, very fast, very agile flankers with some very quick-firing top-tier guns. Whereas this is a much, much bigger tank. I think it's bigger than the M103, and its top gun has about 7 shots a second compared to sort of 14, 15. On the top gun, the penetration's good, the gun depression's great. Like the Cromwell and Comet, there's a strong mantlet on the upgraded turret. The V range is 400 on this medium, so that's quite nice. The sort of problems with it is poor hull armour. It's got a low top speed, but can get there fairly quickly. So realistically, what you want to be doing with this tank is just take advantage of that gun depression. You really want to play more of a support role, and really use sort of hills and hilly terrain to your advantage. So what we've done here is go to the middle of the map on E6. What I'm looking to do is just use my gun depression, get some shots on the advancing tanks, just to slow them down. And just to make them think a little bit, we've got 3 tanks that rather than push through the middle, now have to be aware that I can get shots into them. They don't want to leave their flanks open and push past me, so I get side shots into them, track them, and everyone else sort of piles onto them. But my main reason we come to this position is helping the guys push through the middle. And then we notice this cheeky T-44 who's on a mad little YOLO rush. So we're going to help the guys out. He's distracted all our team. We're just going to throw some shots into him. But what I want to be doing is helping the tanks to the right of me, getting shots on their tanks coming up the cliff and on the steep on the other side. But then we notice they've got an LTTB and a Leopard that are in a very interesting and exposed position. So I find it very difficult to resist the temptation to put a couple of shots into them. And what I'm looking to do there is just to track him, because it'll leave him out in the open. I'll get loads of assisted damage. Unfortunately, we don't do quite enough damage to his tracks to fully take advantage of the situation. Now, the way their team's deployed at the minute, they've got a little bit of a problem. They have pushed through the, I suppose, the valley in the middle. Now, it's quite an exposed position. We can get shots on them from where I am, and as well from D5, D6, where our team's sort of lining up. Now, they've got the hill on H and J56, so they don't need to worry about incoming shots from there. But they're still in a fairly exposed position. So what I'm looking to do is to try and keep getting shots onto the opposite hill. I want to try and encourage their tanks on there to stay in cover and not push too aggressively on our tanks and our heavies and mediums that are camping base, as they love to do in this game. Unfortunately, they've got a TD who's got the part of the same courage the T-44 does, and has decided he's going on a YOLO run. So I just pop my head out, get a shot on that KV4. Again, I just want to keep reminding them that I'm here, my position's not changed, I know I'm lit up, but they still need to keep thinking that I'm going to keep popping out so they can't push too aggressively. I get a little distracted by this KV44. I'm actually auto-aiming at this point, which isn't the right thing to do. I should actually be zooming in, aiming for his top hats like I'm doing. Auto-aim is literally just going to aim for the centre mass, and if I can't get a shot on the centre mass, I'm not going to get the shot. Whereas if I manually aim the shot, I can aim for the very exposed hatch and put some shots into there while exposing less of my tank. Or that's the plan anyway before I take a shot back. Now I've got my T29 friend who's decided to join me and pick on this KV4. Now I've had a quick look at his health there, and I'm pretty confident that T29 can deal with him. I'm not needed there anymore. I can get my gun in the fight, take out the C75. That's going to allow our tanks to carry on pushing aggressively. They've held us up quite a while. They've still got tanks exposed to our right hand side, so we want to bully them a little bit if we can. So there's a couple of things I can do here. I can either go hunting for the TD, which is my initial thinking to do. Then I realised we've got a lovely ridge on my right hand side here where I can crest that and look to get shots on the fatherland and the other heavy on the other hand, or on the other side, while still being able to help hunt the TD later. So I've got quite a large area of effectiveness here. We just get one in. Realistically, I'm trying to track him. It's probably not going to happen from that distance. His tracks are quite nicely covered. So what we're going to do instead is push onto their base. I'm not sure if their TD's camping base or whether he's in the sort of A9, A0 area. That's sort of quite customary for TDs to be there, just to get long shots all the way down the airfield. Unfortunately for me, I'm heading the wrong direction to where he's at. So I suppose we could cap here if we really wanted to ruin everyone's day, but I could only imagine what my inbox would look like if I did that at this point. So we're going to push on. I doubt I'm actually going to get physical shots on the SU-152, but with him taking out that medium, what I actually really want to do here to get more experience is actually to get to respot him. RTD, who's pushing on him, is going to get to a point right there where he can't see around that corner. He drops off the radar. If I can push to the top of this hill before the TD gets around the corner, I'll get spotting damage. Potentially 1 or 2 shots. But it's a couple of little things that I like to do just to make sure I get as much EXP as possible. Even if the game's won, I won't just drive to a random location. I'll have a little think about how I can be as effective as possible. I know for a fact I was raging at that point. I didn't kill him with that shot, and I had a couple of seconds left of my reload to take him out, but I didn't get it. And these things happen. That should be the end of our game there. I reckon we've got about 13 penetrating hits, probably about 3,000 damage almost. Having a lot of fun with this tank. The stock grind of it was merciless, it was brutal, it was savage, it was not fun. It'd be interesting to hear how you guys are getting on with your grinds at the minute. Please like and comment below, and please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, guys.